The scene is set outside of the Odyssey Paragon Theater and Casino. Williams steps
Start
out
that again.
of the side.
Start it again.
The scene is set at the Odyssey Paragon Theater. Williams steps outside to have himself a snack. It's in the shadow of the cliff in the back parking lot. Ah, come here, my dear. We're going to have ourselves a good old time. We're going to have a nice little snack, all right?
May I cut in?
Oh, sir, Your Highness, I did not see you there. Yes, inside now. Go. How can I help you, sir?
My sincere apologies for interrupting your feeding tonight, Mr. Williams. As you can see, I'm not here with my usual entourage, and I've been obfuscated outside of your premises for some time, hoping for you to emerge. These nights are threatening and dangerous. I have received several threats of late from a Mr. Seraphis Shawl of Clan Tremere. I have no doubt you have had dealings with him. What with the recent death of the Tremere Primogen at my hands after he assaulted me and therefore the Camarilla, it would appear that Mr. Shawl has decided that I am a threat to the city, or at least to him. He has taken up a personal vendetta with me in the new technology of the time. He has taken sending me insulting texts alluding to various punishments that I will receive. I don't fear these things, Mr. Williams. These things do not scare a prince of my age. I have ruled this city for 90 years and I have seen plenty of jumped up upstarts. But I'd be wrong to think that Mr. Shawl does not have a certain level of charisma and draw, and he does belong to a clan that is more unified than most. Before I get on to business, I wish to level with you, Mr. Williams, my respect for you and your establishment. While we may have been at loggerheads in the past, you hold an Elysium quite like no other. It seems you have the respect of many vampires in the city. You certainly have the ear of many vampires in the city. Why I've never made you a harpy, I do not know, but my point. I do have a great deal of respect for you, and I trust your loyalty, whereas there are many kindred within this city of whom loyalty I do not trust. I have on my possession 10 sealed writs, one of which is open for you, all of which are signed by me. They read as follows. The Prince of the city, Abraham Wolfe, proclaims that the Tremere Seraphis Shawl is to be prey for a blood hunt, commencement immediately. He is to be staked and brought before the Prince in the next public Elysium for crimes against the Camarilla and the Prince. An assault on the Prince must be answered, for it is an assault on the city and the Camarilla. Any vampires, scratch that, should have written kindred. I was heated when I wrote this edict, but it still stands. Any vampires that assist in this blood hunt will find themselves rewarded aptly. Embracing rights will be given. Territory will be delegated. Wealth, influence, power, and potentially diablerie rights, should that be sought. I level that specifically at you, Mr. Williams, and I think we both know why. Now, there is a special proviso in this writ, and it is for Clan Tremere themselves. Any Tremere that assist in the bringing down of their rogue brother will find themselves doubly rewarded. The Tremere will find themselves elevated to a position within the city that they have never held before. They will not be subservient to any clan. They will be perhaps more powerful than any other clan, within limitations, of course. I know that you would not serve this if it meant the Ventru were to be quashed, and I do not intend for that to be the case. But the Tremere must be aware that the Camarilla comes first before clan, and while Mr. Shawl has taken upon himself a vendetta, a personal one, he is not thinking of the good of the Camarilla. I worry for the fate of this city were I to fall or be attacked or lose the respect of the kindred or fear from the kindred that exists here. I feel it would devolve into chaos if I were not holding my position. I know that it would, for I have placed many things in play that would ensure that to be the case. Mr. Williams, you are to communicate this edict, the open one, to your brethren within Clan Ventru, and then communicate it to the rest of the city. You have the ear of the city. You are respected, you are listened to, and while it may be dangerous right now for me to show my face, I do not feel it is that for you. You are protected by a powerful and influential clan for which I have an immense amount of respect. And then the rest of these edicts are to be disseminated between the clans by you or by some of your brethren, however you see fit. You may wonder why I'm delegating this task to you, and I will allow you to speak. As I say, I have a great deal of respect for you, but I have also analysed you many times. I have been in Elysium with you many times. I have stared deeply into your soul, as I have many of the kindred within the city, and I have seen elements of your past that you would perhaps prefer were left covered. I'm not threatening you with outing your history, for I believe history is history. I have seen and witnessed and experienced many of the things that you have. I can see that just by staring the web across your spirit in the eye. And yet, I feel there is a kinship between us. You may not have known that I held you in such reverence before, but I do. I think that you have at your disposal great power and influence, and I feel that if you are loyal to me in this, if you accept the due rewards that you will get for doing this, of which there will be many, don't forget, Mr. Williams, I do still seek a seneschal, a second in command in this city. Need I say more?
I appreciate this, your highness, I do, and this means a lot for you to come to my establishment and present with me such high praise. I will carry out your words. I will do exactly what you ask me to do. I will spread the word. But I have, since I am a loyal person of the traditions in the Camarilla, I will extend to you, sir, a warning to be careful. I have feeling that things are going to get very bad. And if
What do you know? What are your brethren within Clan Ventru talking of?
We know that they are a significant. I do know for one thing that's for sure that in the works I believe that the Ventru and the Tremere may have something going on, because he met with Mr. Kennedy a few nights ago. I do not know what was discussed, but I do know that they have met. I will, of course, talk to him and make sure, because Mr. Kennedy is a man of integrity, and he is a skeptical man given what happened with the current events to the Ventru and the Tremere. But I do worry that if you need not to retreat, my sire, but to find a place to leer from, to wait till the time to strike, I have contacts, 2 of them, that are very old and don't follow any given government of any per se. They have their own
The prince
dealings.
does not flee, Mr. Williams.
I did not say flee, sire. I said tactical retreat. There is still a wise man, and you are one. It is wise to always know the best time to strike.
I would be remiss if I did not accept your offer of sanctuary. This is still my city, and I control far more of it than any enemy ever could. Anarchs, Tremere, Setites, Sabbat. The city is mine, and I know it like the back of my hand, and yet pass on the details of these allies of yours to my new secretary, Autumn, and she can give me the details. She is a very capable girl.
That she is.
We so often overlook the mortals within this city as if they were cockroaches. But with that being the case, with your Mr. Kennedy having consorted with the Tremere already, I would perhaps encourage these words. I have allowed the Ventru to hold all that they hold and to expand as they have over these past 9 decades. I have never tried to stop them. I have always permitted it, for I have great respect for your clan. In truth, where if the Tremere were to ever attempt to usurp me, harm me, or destroy me, or ruin my reputation, does a Ventru truly think that a Tremere, such an insular clan, such a clan driven by the clan rather than the sect to which they belong, would reward the Ventru in as long a term as I would? All the Tremere care of are the Tremere. Anyone else are chattels to be used and discarded. I can see the bigger picture. That is how this city has stood for 90 years and will continue to stand. I trust the Gangrel. They are loyal. I trust the Nosferatu. They have lost their Primogen to one of the Tremere. I trust the Malkavians, for they are my own blood, although I do not necessarily identify with them readily. The Ventru, the Toreador, the Bruja, like grasping at power. My worry is that if the Tremere can somehow hoodwink them into thinking that they can grant more power than I could, which is of course a lie. I represent the Camarilla, and were I to ever be harmed, the Camarilla would answer that on the city and all involved. Well, they may be short-sighted enough to think that the Tremere could put them in a better position than I can, but that is not the case.
You have said on many a time that the Camarilla has put you in this city. My experiences when the Camarillas and the Justicards and all of them get involved in the city back in Rochester, I did not pass this along, but my prince there was also set in place. I would suggest to just make sure those cards are stacked where you would like them, for you never know what will happen. It happened to me, I've seen witness of it, and I do not want it to default against you, my lord. So, play that close.
There are certain issues, Mr. Williams, with running back to Mum and Dad to say, there's an angry Tremere threatening me. But I have notified them of the current political situation here. And were I to fall and some proxy government put in my place, an order not ruled through as it has been with me here, they will level retribution on all of the heads of the clans for not standing in and propping me up as they should. No one will be exempt. Ventru, Tremere, Bruja, even the independents may well end up persecuted. I do not wish to involve any Camarilla hierarchy beyond myself, but I will if I feel that danger is close. I am not afraid to use my strong allies if I have to. And if Mr. Shawl thinks that just because I am Prince, I am on my own, and that because everyone hates me, I am fearful, and that because I'm a Malkavian, I am paranoid, he is a fool. I have no grudge against him. I have no grudge against his clan, but he has made this personal. And if he does not feel that a prince will use a prince's power to call a blood hunt on someone threatening him, someone who has assaulted him and attempted his death, then he is a fool.
And that he is, sir. Okay, this is all that you need of me this evening. I'll be happy to pass these things along and get these delivered immediately as stuffed, whatever ball is necessary to get rid of.
Mr. Williams, your time and company are greatly appreciated. As I say, I have stared into your soul many an occasion, and I know that we are of similar mind, thought, and disposition.
I believe the same thing, my sire.
There are certain things that I can forgive you for, that others may not know about, but may eventually come to light should any of your enemies reach this city, and I am sure you have enemies, as do we all. I can grant you so much, Mr. Williams, and all you have to do is swear your loyalty, and I will not even make you drink blood for it. All you have to do is swear.
Ah, well, I do swear this to you, sire. Shall we shake on it? I am a gentleman after all.
I think that would be sufficient.
Then
Now I will be departing, Mr. Williams.
I bid you a good evening, sire.
And you. And like that, the prince sinks back into the shadows, obfuscating his way into the darkness, and poof, he's gone.
And Williams immediately gets out his cell phone and runs into his casino. Well, not so much run, but walks into his casino, calling Mr. Flagg Kennedy and his Lady Orchid to give them this news, to hope that he can bide the time. The scene ends.